Everything started more than 2 years ago when Apple decided to make a change for the better and announced that Intel would no longer be making Apple's chips. Apple then went on to announce the first one of its chips, the M1, to great success. Then, a while ago, Apple announced the second generation of chips with the M2. Now, we are eagerly waiting for the M3 to come in a few months from now, which marks the biggest jump ever for an Apple chip. So, let me tell you why this is probably one of the most important chips that Apple is ever going to release, and what we know so far about this new piece of tech. Apple starts each generation of its chips with a basic chip that is probably the least powerful one, which Apple uses as the base, and Apple upgrades and modifies it to make more powerful versions. The M1 was followed by the M1 Pro, Max, and Ultra, and each one with progressively more powerful than the other. The M2, which was introduced back in 2022, was followed by an M2 Pro, Max, and Ultra. Despite the Pro and Max chips being more powerful, the M1, M2, and M3 chips are the most important ones because they are the ones used to build the more powerful versions. Any upgrade to these ones will be directly reflected on all devices and will be apparent in every other iteration of the chips since they are built on top of this one. So, these chips are extremely important, and therefore, Apple takes its time to manufacture such a chip that will start a new generation of subsequent chips. Apple's M1 was launched in November 2020, and then, a year and a half later, Apple announced the M2 chip was released back in June 2022. And now, we are expecting Apple to launch the new M3 chip being the beginning of next year. The M1 chip started with TSMC's, Apple's current chip supplier, 5nm technology, which provided us with a powerful chip and a big leap in performance, and more importantly to Apple, it was very power efficient. It could handle heavier tasks with ease and with a battery to spare. Apple then took it to the next level with its M2 chip, which relied mainly on second-generation 5nm technology, which provided more power and an even more power-efficient chip. Now, Apple is going to launch the new M3 with a whole new technology and not an improvement on the already existing 5nm technology. Apple recently announced their newest chip, but this one was made for the iPhone. During the September event, Apple announced the new A17 chip, and during the announcement, they said a tiny detail that might have been missed by some people. Apple announced that the new A17 chip was the first ever built on 3nm architecture. While this might sound small, it is actually a huge deal. Apple has been struggling for years to make a move from 5nm to 3nm, and after years of waiting, they finally did it. The A chips are not simply the chips that power the iPhones, but they are the ones that Apple uses and modifies to manufacture the M chips. With the move to 3nm in the A17 chip, this indicates that the new M3 will move to 3nm, and this alone means that the new chip will be much better than the M2. This move alone will provide us with a 15% improvement in performance and with 30% less consumed power. Apple might even manage to boost these numbers even more if they modify the architecture even more by making the chip bigger, for example. According to Apple analyst, Ming-Chi Kuo, he is optimistic that this could be the best 3nm chip in the world. We still don't know which device will get the M3 chip first, but many reports say that it is going to be the 24-inch iMac. No matter what device gets it first, we already know that all entry-level devices will be getting the M3 chip. These devices include the iMac, MacBook Air, and 13-inch MacBook Pro. Also, you can expect the iPad Pros to get the same chip a bit later. Apple's M3 chip seems to be an exciting jump. I have been really excited to witness the jump to 3nm technology for a while now, since it was originally set to happen with the M2 chip but did not happen. The jump to 3nm technology was eventually postponed since it proved too hard to manufacture, but now that it is out, I hope that Apple and TSMC will finally succeed this time in introducing a new M chip that relies on the same technology. With such a jump, you can expect a big improvement in everything and a change in the way that the next generation of chips can function. I am waiting for the next chip and its performance, but only time can tell. Hey friends! Excited to share something phenomenal with you. Skillshare. It's an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious folks like us. Want to unlock your creativity and learn new skills? Use my link below for a free month of Skillshare. Explore classes in design, photography, business, and more. And here's a bonus. Use code annual30AFF to get 30% off an annual subscription. Dive in, join millions, and let's create and learn together. Don't wait. Click the link, start your learning journey, and let's inspire each other with our creations. See you there.